Guthrie.
Hi, I'm Lorna Sass, and I'm here today in the Marble Cemetery in New York City, a very special place, with a wild crafter named Nova Kim from Vermont. And do you do your wild crafting on your own property?
We do our wild crafting on all private property. On all private property, we do not use any public land. We have permissions on all the private properties.
And tell us about what you have here, these beautiful greens. I just tasted the Oxeye Daisy greens, and they have a sweetness to them.
They have a sweet appley taste. So you have your Oxeye Daisy. Make sure it's the Oxeye, not the Shasta, and you'll know by the deep filigrees. And then you
Filigrees meaning the little curly on the curly.
On the leaf. Make sure you get
tasted it. It's very herbaceous, but at the same time it has a sweetness to it.
Right. And then, of course, we have sedum.
Which I grow, and I didn't know they were edible.
So you can eat it raw in a salad, or you can also steam it and use it as a vegetable. And it has a very, I call it insipid root, but a lot of people like it. It's not a real, when you develop a wild palate, you get to the point where you like things with a little bit more punch and spice to it.
So it's mild.
It's a milder, yeah.
Is purslane a kind of sedum as well? Because
Well, no, it would have a similar type texture, but it's in a totally different family.
Okay, fair enough. And stinging nettle?
We
Tell
have
us
stinging,
about that.
Well, we have the stinging nettle, which of course is brought in by the Europeans, and then over here we have the wood nettle, which is native, and it is medicinally it's about the same. Your food is your medicine is your food. So I can't think of anything here that is not also medicinal, as well as edible. And the wood nettle is a finer texture and a little bit better flavor. You can see the stinging nettle gets to be kind of coarse.
So how long have you been doing this? You call it wild crafting and not foraging. What is the difference? You call foraging the F word. You're not
That's
happy.
our granddaughter. That's our granddaughter.
Oh yeah, the very.
And the reason is this: is that foraging originated in the medieval times, and it was by the landowner mentality. And it was for the people that they considered not intelligent enough to be trained for a craft or to be educated, and they were suitable for foraging the food for the animal. And there's a lot of skill to take and go out and collect from the wild. You have to know the timing and where and the when, because one part we collect throughout the state of Vermont. And so we what we call run the state and we run the woods. And what that means is that we know the timing so that we know when to go into each section. And it may come earlier in one section, but you can extend the season by going into another. And a forager, well, I don't know how to put this, because a lot of people take that name because it has been put on them for a long time, and then it's coming into vogue, and so they smile at you sweetly and accept it. But foraging is a derogatory term, and it's something that implies that you do not take care and manage the woods. And we don't manage the woods, we work with the woods, but it never pays to kill the goose that lays the golden egg. And so everybody will say, well, that forager destroyed that plant population. Well, a forager might have.
Because they take everything.
Yeah, but a wild crafter never would. And there's a lot of people who are wearing the mantle of forager that are technically wild crafters. You can be a collector, a gatherer, a harvester, a wild crafter, but if you're continually collecting from the same places, you're not a forager. And if people say I get a little too political with this, but I happen to be Native American, I happen to be half Native. And for years, everybody would call us squaws, and they'd laugh, and you'd laugh with them, and it wasn't that cute, and you knew it, because if you wanted to continue doing business, it's just like with the black being called, boy and everything. You smile, and well, it doesn't bother you, and people say, well, it doesn't bother me, Well, it really does. But most people won't stand up and say, enough. And until enough of us do it, it's going to continue.
So you're a wild crafter.
We're a wild crafter.
And how many years have you done it?
Oh, between Les and I, we have about 80 years.
Oh, wow, that's impressive. So you grew up doing it, basically.
Actually, I didn't. Les did. I came to mine
Who is Les?
later. Les is my partner right behind you.
What is the name of is it a business, would you call it?
We have the Wild Gourmet Food, and we also have started and founded the Wild Food Gatherers Guild, and that's what's hosting this. And that's to train the up-and-coming collectors, the culinarians, the hobbyists, and so that we all understand and we all become wild crafters.
And how can people be in touch with you?
They can go to www.wildfoodgatherers.org.
Sounds good.
Or they can go to wildgourmetfood.com. That one's a business.
Do you mail order?
Yes, we do. And there is a kind of catalog online, but it's being updated and made current. So, but we do workshops.
Okay, we're going to take a little break and come back.
Okay, very good. And thank you.
Thank you.
I'll tell you what.